What is going on, you guys? Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on that last video I made. I made a video. I was outside. I promise if I'm going to keep making videos, I will fix that sound issue and the weirdness. It was I think if I kind of messed around a little bit with the volume in an editor. Um I will work that out. But anyway, so I wanted to elaborate on what this active test stuff is, right? So here's the software, but you have to get. I didn't put this feature in the legit, like quote unquote, right? The stuff that I'm selling on Google Play or the free version or any of that, because it's too hacky. We're still in the middle, but I want to share it with you. Since I have 98 different places, I can just share it with you, right? There's no law. So let me, so it's under live data. First of all, you got to get the special edition, there's a link down there, but you have to get it only from my website. You can't get it from Google Play. It's not legit enough to put on Google Play is my point. So, okay, so it's got to be the special edition. And, oops, went into the wrong one. Okay, this is just the full version, which doesn't help us. Anyway, so you go into the special edition, right? Special edition version, and you can maintain. These are all different. They won't step on top of each other's, right? You can get actually. I have 3 versions. There's something you pay for, right? It's totally unlocked. And then there's a free version, which is actually pretty powerful. And then there's this special edition. You can install all 3 of them. They won't overlap. Right, here's that's the can, but here's the light version, which is the free version you get on Google Play. Here's the full version, and then here's the SE version, right? So, that's a lot of work. See, I'm trying to be. I always write in comments brevity, because that means just be short in what you're saying. And man, I break that rule. Oh, jeez. Anyway, okay. Go into data, live data, right? So here's this active test. In the regular versions, you only have, these PIDs things up there. You'll have user PIDs, but active test is like another thing. So I'm going to just break this thing. I'm reaching over here for a cord. You grab this over here. I'm plugging this into my USB, right? You see that deal here? And, okay, so there it is. It comes up. And I just want to show you, because this is an editable file. This active test is editable. Go sideways. So just over on the right, so I'm going to open up my phone. I'm going to go, remember there was another video with user PIDs where I created the .json JavaScript object notation JSON file. Here it is. Let me find it. It's better. It's right. So you got to find the particular one. The modified date, if you sort it by modified, because there are files in there that get modified, this should be fairly recent. So go in here, you go into the files, and then here's the 2 different files, right? Here's the user PIDs, which we already went over, and here's the new one, user test. Maybe it should have been called active test, whatever. We'll get over that. But the names have to be what they are, right? So let me copy this. Let me disappear that and that. And let me paste here, and where do they end up? Okay, so I knew they weren't going to be where I tried to paste them. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we got the files off the phone. Okay, so let me just get this phone normalized. Okay, there we go. All right. So, user PIDs we don't care about right now. User tests correlate to this active test. So let's come into active tests. Okay, so right now I'm not hooked up to the car, so it's not really working. This is why it's not in the legit versions, because I think if you just simply plug a dongle into your car and don't even turn the key on, these things will light up and allow you it won't do anything. The car is just, it's not on. So like this app is wrong. But if you just wanted to see it light up, you could just plug your dongle into your car, leave your key off, and then just tap buttons and you'll see that it works, but it won't. Like I said, it won't communicate. Okay, anyway, so right now it's just disabled. I don't have it hooked up to a car. What's my point? Okay, so how do these correlate to what's in these files? First of all, before I get over to the files, because the files can get confusing, what's the setup here? The setup here is we have 4 sort of sets of tests, right? Each one of these has there's nothing special about the number 4, but there's 4 of these, and each one of these has 4 commands in each test. So you have 16 commands. All this is fixed. There's no, this is like exactly what I have. Like there's no unlocked version of this. This is just where we're at, man. We're working together, right? And I need to make a web page, right, to put some of the information I'm finding, because I found some stuff on the Nissan. Actually, I should put up there. Anyway, so Nissan or something. I'll get to that. Anyway, so let me go into the fans. So first of all, let me go to like one of these that I haven't populated, like test 4. See what it is, command 1, 2. So these are all generic. Okay, so let's jump over to the user JSON file. It's the user tests, right? The last name is .json. That's why I keep saying JSON. I'm over here talking. I'm sorry, I'm leaning over. So let's edit this. And this is a text file. So any text editor will edit these, right? This is Notepad++. I've been using it for too long. It's an open source editor. It's beautiful. So basically, what we have, I'm going to collapse everything here. This is a nice thing about this editor. So here's basically the 4. Let's go right to, we're looking at test 4 over here on the left. So let's open up, like, presumably what would be test 4. I see 4 things, right? And, okay, so let's, so basically what these are is these are each command. But if at the bottom you can see, now here's the name of test 4. Now let's change this to something that we, so you get the feel of what I'm doing. So I don't know, I'm just coming right off the top of my head, because this isn't about actually working with a car. This is just about you being able to set up these things the way you want. So I'm just going to say this is a new test, right? We're going to change test 4, right? Out of this set, we're going to customize. We could customize the first one, but we're going to customize test 4 to something fictional, right? So we're going to call it new tests over on the left. My ECU ID could be anything, right? I'll put 241, but I know that's wrong. It comes off the tool present message. I'll get to that. That's basically a repeated message that tells the car that yes, you're a tool and you are connected. You can or cannot send that if you want, but it's here in here. You can put nothing, gonna have something. So either 3E, the most of the documentation, oddly, that I've seen that says 3F, but on my Impala, which is, more than 10 years old, it's 3E. And it might be 3E, it might be 3F, I don't know. So that's something you definitely would play with. This, of course, indicates whether or not you're going to send that message or not. That would be, so when I show codes, the tool present, see here's the tool present. I'm sorry, I should have did this. This show codes just allows you to see the buttons or now to see the guts, right? It's like a way of editing it without creating an edit screen. So the tool present message is basically over here on the right. I keep switching my left and right. You guys, man. Is over on the right side over here on the editor. Tool present message is true, right? If I unclick this, it makes it false, right? So whatever, it doesn't matter. Query state message, it doesn't do anything right now. The idea of that is that actually this thing should be reading back. Is the, like whatever it is you're doing, is the fan on or is the light on, or is the what position is the throttle on, or what setting is the dimmer? It should be reading that back into the app. We're not doing that at this point. We're not reading because that gets sort of brings another level of complexity. So we have 4 commands. So I'm just going to go mess with the first one. By the way, this AE stuff, this is a GM thing. This is actual data. This is hexadecimal data. Only from A to E. You can A to F are applicable here because that represents, 0 to F, which represents 0 to 15. 16 different options. But AE is not a chip command. It's not a ELM327 command. AE is not an ELM327. I just wanted to, because it looks like AT, right? When you're saying AT to set the header or something. But AE is actually going in, it's raw data. Okay, did I say that enough times? The CAN ID on these doesn't mean a thing. That's just a legacy leftover. CAN ID in the commands. The only CAN ID that matters is up here, and it's ECU ID. This is the one that the test is run on, right? So when we call this command, it's going to be run on whatever this one ECU ID is. Each one of these commands you can see over on the right, if I go up a little bit, each one of these commands has a CAN ID, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't apply. That's why I wanted to make this video, because it's just a little sloppy, right? So we're editing command 4, right? Which for some reason, this is at the bottom of these things. Here's the other ones that you can open it up with. I'm just collapsing. This text editor does this collapsing. If you opened this up in Notepad, it would just be sheer text, and you wouldn't have this nice collapsing thing. But the Notepad++ sees these breaks and things, and it'll automatically set up. And I think it recognizes it as JSON, right? See, that's the other thing. It will, whatever you're opening, Notepad C++ will sort of try to format it in whatever you're looking at. And it just automatically did it. Okay, so, and then I'll call this command 1 our new command, and, you know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, just so that we know we changed it, right? So I can save that user, what is it? What am I calling it? User. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm calling stuff. So user text. Am I still connected? Yes, I am still connected. Okay, so let me write this. Let me copy this back here. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. Okay, anyway, I'm copying. And then, I don't know, what do I have to do to reinitialize that? How far? Oh! All I had to do is back out. There it is. There's our new test. There's our 1, 2, 3, 4. Our tool present message, right? We can shut that off. Now that would be writing false in the file. Now we don't have to do anything with that file. But see, you can create your own test once you have codes and you have things that you... That's the point. That's the point. And then you can just shut that off. And then just have your buttons. So I think that's pretty... And see, that's what's happening in the Impala. Or what's more interesting is in the body control module is what controls the lights in the Impala. So the body control mod, that's why I put 241. Because I just happened to remember that was an ECU ID. Or actually, more specifically, a CAN address or CAN ID is 241 for the body control module in the Impala. You have to send the 3E message. Repeat. This sends the tool comparison message every 1.5 seconds. I have no idea what the standard is. When I saw it, I think it was when I saw it on the other scan tool, the Tech 2. I think it was a little longer, but I figured making it shorter would be okay, because the bi-directional quote unquote thing here, we're not pounding data. You know, like the other screen that reads back the voltages and things. That thing is constantly sending data. But this is, it's sending the tool present message every 1.5 seconds. That's it. And then whatever you press, you know, boom. So it's not, it's amazing. It's kind of underwhelming for me as looking at the back end. All this is just information. The whole thing that makes bi-directional special is just that you have the information. You just know what codes to send. That is it, man. That is it. Just like the stuff that reads all the other PIDs. And like when you get torque and you find PIDs that aren't published, it's the bi-directional thing. It's the same exact thing. It's just some codes that you need to just determine, or somebody got to hack out or figure out, and you just need a tool like this right here that will allow you to plug it in. And if there's something other than this tool, because this tool present message, your car will stop your bi-directional function after a timeout if you don't keep sending this. At least what I've seen so far, and I've seen this in the spec. This is actually part of one of those standards. So that's why I felt that, and I'll put this in there. So it's really just nothing in here, man. There's an address, a command, and a freaking, this could be whatever you want, right? You can, like I said 3F, but of course it's hexadecimal, so you can't put any digit in there. It's like, anyway, so, and I think that's better, right? We wouldn't want to have to trip over ourselves trying to, because we accidentally put something that wasn't valid. I think that's it, right? I just wanted to show that with you. I wanted to give you a little bit more walkthrough and then show you over here, how we can edit over here, meaning on the right, how we can edit these files and get things to be customized the way we want them. So now basically you have the ability to do bidirectional control, all that you're lacking. What's the scripture? My people or something for lack of knowledge. That's it. We're just lacking some knowledge to make bidirectional stuff happen. And I got to tell you, from the point of view of like the technical side, me doing this I'm underwhelmed. I'm under impressed. You know what I'm more impressed with? People who write tuning apps, especially these guys who hack them. And actually, maybe I'll start. That's crazy, right? But you can see how, like, when you pull in the data, you can start identifying. Okay, so this is the place where they keep the RPM table, or this or that, or I can see how tuning becomes really interesting. I'd love to tune up. I have a 3.9 liter in that Impala, man. That engine has been great. I shouldn't even have said that out loud, right? Anyway, I think that's it, right? So here's the active test, a little bit more formalized, a little presented to you a little bit so you can sort of make sense of what's going on. And I definitely didn't make it clear in that other video that you could come in here and edit it, but you could certainly edit that file and then pop it back on your phone. All we have is we have four sets of commands, and 4 commands per whatever whatever you call it. You could call this, like I have one, I call it fans, and but I could have put like 2 fan on and fan off. Like I could put both fans to test on, off, and then I could have put like constraint is you have to all be on the same ECU. I forgot about that. That's one thing. The way that the software is set up right now is if you want, any one of these tests, like any particular, like the new test we created, right? It's got to be on that ECU 240, which right now is the body control module for my Impala, but it'd be something else for yours, maybe. Right? So all these commands have to be talking to the same ECU, because this thing sort of initializes to one ECU. And I think most scan tools will be like that, because by the time you drill down to your activation, your actuation command, you're going to be like into a specific car, into a specific module. You're like, okay, let me actuate this, Fuel injectors or something. I get to the point where here, tick, tick, right? Imagine if you could just tick, tick, tick. Where I saw on, who's the great people who do the diesel. Guys always talk about diesel. Nice bald-headed guy down south, but he did a command. They do a fuel injector test, so it ticks through each fuel injector, and you just start the test. Go tick, 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 tick. I guess I'm going around the cylinders, right? I don't know, but it just ticks the fuel injectors for you. Anyway, so there's all kinds of stuff to do, right? I'm babbling now. You guys might have clicked out of here, but there it is. So link below. There it is. I don't know what's going on, man. The world is insane. The world is insane, brothers and sisters. I'm just saying. I don't know. Anyway. I paused there because I was about to say some stuff, and I'm just talking about software right here, right? Okay, so you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate everybody who has come along and subscribed on, and everybody who has like downloaded and messed around. So I'll tell you what, if there's anything that like you could do to help me, it would be just download the free software. At some point, I'm gonna run out of like something here, I imagine, and I'm gonna have to go like back to these people who fired me for not getting vaccinated, I should say, and so if I can say, look, I wrote this software and I got like a whole bunch of downloads, that would be really helpful to me. Because like a lot of times when I do interviews on a job, I come across as a moron. I really do. I walk out of interviews and I know those people are like, this guy is stupid. Because I am. I come across, look, you see me how I'm making videos. If I didn't have this software to prove, you'd never believe that I wrote it, right? Okay, enough of that. All right, so I think that's, see, I keep having this urge to talk, but maybe I should go make another channel and do something else, right? Aside from this, I'm keep doing this and supporting this. So this is available right now on the website. Go ahead and grab it. The link's below. Again, like one more time, if you can stand me repeating it, it would be really helpful if you could download the free version. Paid version is like, that's like, I don't know. Don't worry about that. You guys are awesome. Take it easy. Have a great day. And I think I'm finally done talking because now I'm looking for the stop button. All right. Take care, man.